for those questions. And I'll respond, and my colleagues will add. Now, what will be different? We, over the years, we mainstreamed a program of training and creating awareness at various security agencies. And what happens is that we engage the Directorate of Human Rights of all these security agencies, and we of course we have to get buy-in from the security agencies on who to train, and we will continue that, and we are also in advanced stages of actually getting some trainings with the UPDF, and we also train. We do not only train the security agencies, we also train the ministries, departments, and agencies, because at the end of the day, you would want the anti-torture law to work. So we train the state prosecutors, we are training the CID officers and police so that they can utilize the PPTA, and when the PPTA is used, the perpetrators of torture face the law, and they will be punished. But of course, this is work in progress. It's not as been as good as we want it to be, but we are not giving up. We continue to train and create awareness. The security agencies continue to train and create awareness with the state prosecutors, the CID, the judiciary, so that we have more perpetrators of torture and human rights violations punished. Then regarding compensation, the specifics are actually with the Uganda Human Rights Commission. What we do as ACTV, we develop what they call medical legal reports. Our doctors, clinical psychologists develop the medical legal report, which is used by the Uganda Human Rights Commission to guide them to compensate survivors of torture. So now now that question, I think we need to liaise with the Uganda Human Rights Commission to find out exactly how many people are being compensated and what the backlog is. I think my colleagues can add to that, and we'll see that is what we have not answered.
Yes, my name is Robert Mugisa, member of the Coalition Against Torture. To respond to the questions of shall we keep on talking and talking? Whatever we are doing here is advocacy, and advocacy may not reveal the results right now, but in the near future or in the future, someone will hear the voice that we are raising today. And as we look forward and put emphasis on 2026 general elections, it's not the only issue. There are so many issues that we are tackling, but within the theme of the road towards 2026. Now, we have the Prevention and Prohibition of Torture Act, and we have the regulations. We also have the Constitution of Uganda. Someone has said that some people seem to be above the law. Our point is that in Uganda, no one is above the law. So, the Constitution is the supreme law, and under Article 24, no one is supposed to be tortured in any way. Under Article 44, torture is the freedom from torture is a non-derogable right. That means that under no circumstance should any Ugandan, any person be tortured. And therefore we hold that position that whoever goes against the law, it may not be now, but in future, everything will catch up with them, those acts that they commit that amount to torture. And then lastly, each of us here, and you the journalists, each of us is a human rights defender. Under Article 1 of the UN Declaration on Human Rights Defenders, we are people who do our work peacefully, we are people who promote rights, we are people who call for non-violence. And that's why when we see journalists being beaten, when we see any Ugandan, any human being being tortured, we have to rise up and speak against such acts of torture. And therefore we are calling for torture-free communities, a torture-free society, and it's you and me who can drive towards this.
Thank you so much.
My name is Asimziwa Ambrose, and I represent the interests of farmers and cooperatives in this advocacy arena. And one of the most important things that we have to do as the citizens of the country is to raise the civic competence of our population. That's why the CEO talks much about sensitization. Now you have to make people understand what are the negative implications of violence. For example, we have, according to the concluded housing census, 62.8% of households in Uganda are engaged in the agriculture sector. Now you have to translate that into the effects, the negative effects. If there erupts violence, what will happen? You have seen how food is used as a means of war. You have seen Ukraine and Russia, where wheat and other kinds of food have been used as a weapon of war. Meaning that if there is any insecurity and violence, because violence perpetuates violence, it starts small, but it ends up engulfing a bigger population. Something that starts small increases within time. So the issue is, we must spread the information, what the effects, the negative effects of violence, and then so that the citizens themselves are able to fend for themselves. The moment you don't raise the civic awareness and competence of our citizens, then these things will happen in our communities and they don't report. So, for me, a person who represents farmer interests and cooperatives, one, engage farmers, because if 62.8% of our population, and most of them are in the villages, use the structures of cooperatives. The government is encouraging cooperatives, but I want you to imagine a cooperative has 10,000 members, and that is they have a clear strategy system of communication. And you pass through such a strategy of engaging farmers, members of the communities through cooperatives, because they are